Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
And you are tuned into Our Plugs, a community connection, where culture, commerce, and community come together on one powerful platform.
Absolutely. This is a show that connects Black and minority-owned businesses, nonprofit organizations, entrepreneurs, community leaders, and change makers all in one place. We don't just talk, we build, we uplift, and we plug you into the resources that help our community grow.
Yep. From business ownership and financial empowerment to mental health, education, arts, culture, and justice. This is a space where real conversations meet real solutions.
I know that's right. So wherever you're listening, whether it's from home, at work, or on the move, stay locked in because you're officially plugged into Our Plugs, the community connection.
Now let's get into today's show. Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. It is your morning host and co-host, DJ Kitty and Miss Morningstar, and we are from Our Plugs, the community connection. Happy Thursday. My goodness, time is flying by. It's almost the end of the month. And what a month it has been. We have enjoyed this month. I have enjoyed coming on and bringing Black History facts. I have enjoyed our commentary. I've enjoyed sharing what we are learning this month because, Black history, but Black history is our history 365, 24/7. And we don't need the shortest month of the year to remember how strong we truly, really and truly are. That being said, I am here for today's show. Today's show, we have our leaders who mentor, and we're going to talk about Malcolm X. Who is Malcolm X? What did he do? Let's talk about the strength of this young man and get into a conversation with our leaders, our resident leaders, and their thoughts on Malcolm X. But before we can get started, let me go ahead and say my good morning to Holly Springs and Memphis, Tennessee, and give you your daily reminder. Drink your 16 ounces of water, take your morning medication, as well as your vitamins, and get you something delicious to eat for breakfast. You remember, breakfast is the most important day of the, or meal of the day, meal of the day, and get it in and enjoy. So let's get into some Black history facts, okay? Science, technology, and education. Let's get into it. Katherine Johnson and other hidden figures at NASA were critical to space missions, including landing a man on the moon. And I'm quite sure, without question, it would have taken either longer or never happened if Katherine Johnson, that computer in her brain, hadn't made it possible, along with the other Black women who contributed to NASA's success. I love the movie Hidden Figures. I've watched it many times. It's a feel-good movie, and it just lets us know of our greatness. So I love watching it. And if you haven't seen it, please do so.
I caught it the other day. It comes on, so y'all
Yes.
watch it. It's good.
Okay.
Really good.
It really is. We also have Dr. Gladys West. She developed calculations essential for GPS technology. So if you didn't have your GPS technology, you would still be driving around with those big almanac maps. My daddy used to have them, and he would map out. My daddy was a truck driver at one time in his life when he was younger, so he knew how to map out the roads. But after that, stunt in our society, Dr. Gladys West blessed us with GPS technology. Thank goodness. It's easy for me to get lost nowadays, so I put in my GPS every morning just to get to work, and I know exactly where I'm going, but I need the quickest route. And then we have James McCune Smith, was the first Black American to earn a medical degree and publish peer-reviewed research challenging pseudoscience about Black inferiority. Yeah, we aren't inferior to anyone. Please understand that. No one. And last but not least, Lewis Latimer, improved the telephone's transmitter, aiding Alexander Graham Bell's invention. So take that, let it resonate with you. Know that our greatness has always been here in spite of what they would like you to believe. And that is your Black History Facts. Okay, so let's get into these affirmations. These affirmations are brought to you by Miss Morningstar, my little sister, the queen of affirmations. This is Morningstar. How are you this morning? You looking good. I can see you've been in the gym, girl. Yes, man.
You can see it because I'm
Yes,
working hard, y'all. I be
I
working
can
hard.
see it.
I'm trying to get back
It
sometime.
looks good on
Gotta come back. I gotta get in them clothes I used to wear, Ain't gonna go too far. I'm a little older now, but I got some cute clothes in that closet.
you. Handle your business. Handle your business. I can see it. I can see it.
Thank you, sister. You're
You're
beautiful
welcome.
as well. And look, why do we never call each other, y'all? We just coordinate. Like I had a black jacket on. She has a black turtleneck on, but we're both wearing burgundy today. So
Yes,
we just great minds think alike.
always. Great minds.
Great minds always think alike. So guys, welcome. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the show. What a show we're about to have today. We're gonna be talking about Malcolm X, a strong leader in the community, baby. Something to be reckoned with. You can't fool with Malcolm X, but not to be duplicated, okay? But to be remembered. But anyhow, today I wanna approach our affirmations. And this is something different. It is Black History Month, and I want to talk about the motherhood. Motherhood, a lot of us are mothers, and some of us are not mothers, but others are mothers. I mean, you don't have to birth a child to be a mother. You can be a mother to so many different people in their lives. People are absent of their mom, so they look for mother figures, and it's a tough job. It's a tough job that was assigned to us, which makes us great. So I want to do something for motherhood, and whether a new mom, a mom to be, a single mom, a partner mom, or any kind of mom under the sun, sometimes you need to hear a word. And these affirmations were written by other mothers. And may their words resonate for someone today who may be just struggling, being a mom, because it happens. Trust me, I'm a mother. I know. So, number one, put yourself first. Invest in yourself unapologetically and find outlets to expand your gifts. I want you to know that everyone does not deserve to be in your space. Go put the kids in the other room. Have your me time. You need that. And you earned it. Find your oxygen mask. Put on your oxygen mask. Wear it unapologetically. You got to save yourself first before you can save the world. Your value is not determined by how quickly you respond to messages. Okay? Doesn't mean you love them less. There is never a time where you should be proving your worth to anyone, ever. It's okay. Everyone and everything doesn't need access to you all the time. Validating is for parking. It isn't a box you are required to check. The whole universe encourages my very being. Cry those tears, mama. You deserve the space and room you need to grieve this. Fierce, purposed, soft, heavy, vulnerable, questioning, worthy. Baby girl, you are it. You may not have the clarity right now, but keep your kaleidoscope clear. Trust the process. Remember that you're a survivor. Remember that you are relentless. Remember. Validating, I think I just did that one, so we'll skip. You need to look at me and know that you are me and that we are fine the way we are. And the final one, you are always growing and changing for better. Leave old skin behind.
Love it.
All of
Absolutely.
that.
And it's good to hear that from other mothers.
Yeah.
We have to support each other.
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear that from other mothers who may have already been down the road that some of us have already are just now embarking on.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing that, Miss Morningstar, as always. It's needed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and hop into this weather. Holly Springs, today you have a high of 62, a low of 38. Feels like temperature 60 during the day, 31 at night, with the 4% chance of rain. Winds are out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Today is going to be sunny during the day and partly cloudy in the evening and at night. Humidity is moderate all day long and air quality is good. Memphis, Tennessee, today you have a high of 60, a low of 39. Feels like temperature is 59 during the day, 33 at night with a 6% chance of rain. Winds are out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy conditions all day long. Humidity is moderate all day and air quality is good. Hot Houston, H-Town, baby. Today we have a high of 80 degrees, a low of 63. Yes, beautiful weather. Feels like 80 during the day, 59 at night with a 5% chance of rain. Winds are out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's going to be a partly cloudy day during the in the morning and foggy in the evening and at night. Humidity is high during the day, very high at night, and air quality is good. And that is your weather for those three cities in the United States that we report on. Again, my prayers go to anyone who is stuck in the on the East Coast and those northern Midwest, and y'all are still dealing with the cold. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 80 degrees for us today. I think I'm gonna wear me a I don't know, it's Thursday, my last day in the office. So I think I probably will wear jeans and a t-shirt, something, and some, some sandals, my feet out. I'm sorry. That was very insensitive.
I mean, might as well. I need to go get this, go get a scrubber dub this weekend. I'll probably go do that. Get a little,
Yeah,
rub me down, get a little
yeah.
French tip or
Mm,
something on my toes. Since it's
mm.
toe season, sound
It
like
is.
it.
It's toe season for those who live in Houston.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and hop into this news that we can use. Now, Miss Morningstar, I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead because you saw
Sure.
Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit back and comment on go ahead, go ahead. Let us have it.
So I'm gonna just start by this. So yesterday was a hearing with the AG Pam Bondi in the House committee, right?
Mm, mm.
When I tell you the theatrical entertainment that this lady put on, her unprofessionalism, her very cocky attitude and nasty, it was on full display. Full display. I sat and watched it as I worked, and every time she was asked a question by one of the Democrats, she was as nasty as she could be. She never answered any of the questions. She deflected. She patronized Trump. She all she could say is how mean and awful we've been to him. And this was, they were questioning her about DOJ things that are not happening, that the schmurders that are happening to U.S. citizens and their families grieving, these e-files, they have the victims in there as this lady is acting a full donkey. She was in full donkey mode, okay? For real. She was in full donkey mode. She didn't even, you would think, like, what did you learn in law school about professionalism or customer service?
Girl, you know that is
Did
a
you learn
DEI.
anything? Because she didn't learn nothing. She thought she could go hard or go home. I guess she said, y'all ain't about to come for me about my daddy Trump, whatever. And so when she was asked simple questions like, hey, we have the survivors here, they stood up. They were behind her. And, you know, because a lot of their names in these files had got unredacted, they were supposed to be redacted out. A lot of them were, and they're gonna have some lawsuits, okay? Because their information was exposed, their addresses, their phone numbers, and a lot of their information went out, and family members who they had not told about what happened to them. I mean, that's a private thing to some people. They might not have shared it with their cousins and, you know, some of the messy aunts or uncles in their family. And they were able to see this because it went out to the world unredacted with their names. So the congresswoman, one of the congresswomen, Democrats, she was like, you know, can you at least apologize on behalf of this is your office. You're the top person in charge. You should, this thing, I'm gonna be TikTok, I'm gonna be radio friendly. This thing refused to turn around, acknowledge them, make any kind of eye contact. She said they can call my office, 1-800-FBI.
Oh, wow.
Nasty work, y'all. What a nasty woman she is. And I'm using Frumpiest language. Nasty woman.
Well, I'm just going to say that I am not surprised by any of this. Pam Blondie is a definitely didn't earn it person in that office. She has no couth. She has no class, no professionalism about herself. Of course, she's going to be on the defense and act out like a petulant child because she has nothing else. When you have nothing else, you are on the attack. When you have no excuse on why the man that you serve, like he's Lord and Savior, is in the e-files over 1 million times. He's mentioned in the e-files more than the devil is mentioned in the Bible.
And more than the Lord, from what I heard.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. And anybody still supporting this, that just lets us know about you. You know, if you're a woman that supports any of this, it just lets us know that you are complicit. If you're a man that supports this, it just lets us know that you're a PDF. You can't convince me differently. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mammy. Anywho, I'm not surprised.
Pam, I want to, and if you don't mind, Kitty, I want to play something. I uploaded because there, like I said, she wasn't answering any questions. She refused to answer questions. So in my mind, when Jasmine Crockett, our wonderful Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, got up there, she said, listen here, I'm just going to translate in homegirl term. She's like, I ain't about to talk to you. I ain't about to ask you nothing because I already know you're not about to answer me. So let me just play a little bit of what Ms. Crockett had to say.
A witness who somehow is a lawyer but does not understand how it works with witnesses. I'm not really sure what law school she went to and what all kind of cases she tried, but typically when you come into a space and somebody's a witness, then they sit there and they answer questions instead of asking questions. You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting journalists than you are prosecuting pedophiles and creeps. In fact, your boss, the President of the United States, stated that this administration, quote, took the freedom of speech away. And at your direction, DOJ has arrested Don Lemon and Georgia Ford. I completely don't get how it is that you're sitting at the top of DOJ because you don't seem to be good at your job. But let's circle back to you protecting pedophiles and creeps, because I want to talk about the president and his possible involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I don't know what the president might have done with Jeffrey Epstein, but unlike this administration, I believe that facts matter. So let's talk about the facts. Fact number one, Donald Trump is one of the most named people in the Epstein files. At least 5,000 files contains more than 38,000 references to Trump, his wife, or Mar-a-Lago. Fact number two, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell made young girls available to Trump on multiple occasions. For example, according to this file, Ghislaine Maxwell presented a young girl to President Trump who spent more than 20 minutes apparently flirting with her. Here's another example. This shows notes from FBI investigators that describe Jeffrey Epstein transporting a victim to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump, where he bragged to Trump that, quote, this is a good one. Now, I'm not saying that the president is a a pedophile, but there is a lot of evidence in these files that suggests that he's very close friends with a lot of men who are pedophiles. The fact of the matter is that you will be remembered as one of the worst attorney generals in history. An attorney general who has prioritized obstruction over justice, corruption over the law, fealty to the president over loyalty to the Constitution. And Mr. Chairman, I will yield.
Baby, when I tell you Jasmine Crockett got her right on together, I know that lady was sitting there in her mediocre face, looking as if she had swallowed lead. I mean, I'm quite sure she was just too outdone, but what can we say? Truth hurts, don't it? And Jasmine Crockett won't say that he's a PDF, but I will. He's a PDF. You know, I have
what
listened.
she read right out the files.
I have read. I have listened to videos. I've seen pictures. That is a demon. Plain and simple. You can't tell me any different. It is disgusting. Some of it I can't even. I caught myself. I had to put it down, and I had to go and pray because reading some of it brought me to tears, and then I'm angry, and it's like, how can you treat children like this?
Disgusting.
It's disgusting. The mere fact that you thought it was, I'm not even getting into it. No, Pam, I am Jasmine Crockett. If you are listening, baby girl.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you, sis.
Keeping it 100. That's what we gotta do. We
got her right on together.
We ain't come here to ask you no questions, but we're gonna tell you who you are. Okay.
Okay. We're not asking you questions because you're not gonna answer them anyway. You're gonna come up here and sit up here with your little ugly attitude, your mediocre. I gotta keep it together. I gotta keep it clean.
That duck lip, baby. That top duck lip. You ain't got no lip at the top. You're mad. You're angry because you look the way you do. Your life ain't turned out the way you wanted it to. You're with Donald Trump and you're mad. And that's your choice. That was your fault, lady. To link up with a criminal.
Okay, well, we're gonna take a commercial break, but when we come back, can I just listen to it just one more time? I just want to hear it again. One more time.
Okay, I think I just deleted it. I'll put it back up here.
You? Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll play
it though if you need.
But I will say this, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Producer husband in E-Files, singer wife announced divorce because she married this man and didn't know that he was a P3DO. And good for her. Yes, divorce him. Lord, I can only imagine the sickness that she had to deal with. Anyway, we can't wrap our minds around it because we don't live like this. Anywho, you are listening to
Lord have mercy. Mercy, Lord.
You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We will be right back after this quick commercial break.
Advertising with Our Plugs. The Community Connection opens doors to a whole new ballgame. Radio advertising is affordable, powerful, and puts your business directly in front of the people who want to support you. Plus, customers can easily find and connect with you anytime through our online directory. If you're ready to grow your brand, expand your reach, and stay connected to the community, sign up today. Visit ourplugs.com and register now. That's ourplugs.com. Plug into your community.
This is Transformation Training Academy. If you're someone that people walk up to and just talk to and tell all their business to and they don't know you, this is your sign. If you're ready to level up, Transformation Training Academy is ready for you. Coach Nikki and Counselor Nikki push you past your limits into your purpose. We help you break patterns, build confidence, and create real change. Your breakthrough isn't someday, it's today. Contact us at info@thetransformationtrainingacademy.com.
Carter's Caring Hands is here to serve the communities here in Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Battle Creek, as well as Southfield, Michigan. We also go out into the unhoused community, serve the community with care bags. Low-income families, our senior citizens, and our veterans with fresh food baskets each and every day, because no one should choose medication over food. We are here to serve you. Your community is our community, and our community is one community. From our hands to your hands.
Welcome to Compassion Counseling and Training Services, LLC, where healing takes flight. I am Nicole Wiley, licensed independent clinical social worker, and we empower children, individuals, families, and couples through individualized therapy via telehealth. Using evidence-based approaches like CBT and mindfulness, we help clients build resilience and rediscover their wings. If you're ready to begin your journey, visit CompassionCounselingAndTrainingServices.com.
You're locked in to WKRA 92.7, the voice of the community. And listen, 2026 is all about showing up and shining. That is why we...
It cut off by itself. Okay, so we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. All right, so like I said before the commercial break, producer husband in Epstein files, singer wife announced divorce. So Barry Josephson filed for divorce from singer Brooke Josephson in 2024. However, the singer actress felt the need to let that be known this week after Barry's emails with Jeffrey were revealed. In light of recent events in the news this week, I am prepared to share a personal update. Barry and I are going through a divorce. I was not aware of Barry's relationship with Jeffrey during our entire marriage. I respectfully request privacy and prayers for our children and I during this time. Thank you all who have shown compassion and respect. Well, according to the report, the email showed that Barry and Jeffrey discussed a young, attractive woman with an insane rack. In addition, Barry borrowed more than $330,000 from Jeffrey between 2011 and 2012. There's and his statement, there's no excuse for what I said in some of my emails, Barry told Parade. The language was crude and juvenile, and I'm ashamed. While I did attend social events with Epstein, and he did visit my sets twice, I never traveled with him on his plane, visited his island, or saw him in the company of minors. In my 47 years working within the entertainment industry,
Still lying, huh?
I've encountered thousands of people. My biggest regret, bar none, is that I foolishly believed his denials of wrongdoing. I'm impressed by his circle of acquaintances from carried industries, and it blinded me. I apologize to all who were hurt by this clearly terrible and depraved individual. Sir,
Still
Barry,
lying.
shut up, Barry.
She leaving you. She ain't coming back. She
And
done.
no one will date you from here on out. You
Because you are.
now, Barry is a producer. Now,
He
y'all
just
take with that.
did he
what
do
you
some
will.
work with Carrie Underwood? So he's a producer of music. Yeah.
Yeah. None of it surprises me. We are finding out so much. So many depraved men with power and money were targeting children. Y'all not beating these accusations.
No.
Y'all not beating them.
Y'all like kids. Y'all are, it's disgusting, it's immoral, it's despicable, and you all are going to be exposed. Period. Dot. Your turn. I don't care if you're 90. If you did it in the 70s, you nasty dog, and we gonna call you all kind of names at your 90-year-old age.
Yeah, I think I saw, and I hate that I didn't jot this down, but I heard and I read up on it. There are several, and I do mean several members in his cabinet that are complicit and are exposed. Several. That's why they don't want those files out.
Because he already told Big Marge, my friends are gonna get hurt. He told Big Marge. Big Marge put it out there. I believe her on that one. because she was butthurt. You know, when you butthurt, you start telling everything. That's what he said to me. Big Mac Marge had to get it off her chest.
She had to let it the chopper sing, but you know it's a little too late after you done acted a donkey for this PDF for years. Yeah. Y'all were, just think all of the people that were supporting and bending over backwards and doing all the dumb stuff that we've seen them do over the years, all for a man who has touched and hurt children, little boys and little girls and little boys. Let me say it again. Little boys and little girls. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves, but you know, I guess you would prefer a PDF over the Black woman who was educated and well qualified, but y'all chose a game show host who touched children. Sick.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
That's what.
All right, Morningstar, do you have anything else you wanted to bring to the table?
You know what? I'm gonna be quick. That was one of the biggest things. Just a shout out to a young 14-year-old Black teenager who has a talk show. They are now interviewing millionaires for their YouTube mini series. Yeah. So yeah, a youth-led talk show, the Nick and JJ show. I think I talked about them before.
Mm-hmm. You did.
They are leveling up now, expanding. Now they have millionaire entrepreneurs that come on and talk about expression, natural beauty, entrepreneurship, chasing dreams. I mean, these young people doing it. So y'all, if we can, let's check out their show on YouTube. It's called the Nick and JJ Show. I believe in supporting our youth the most because they are the ones of our future. They are the ones that we want the most to get involved. So maybe we can try to, you know, get them to come on our show and we do the same for them because we need to be able, they're 14 years old and got a show and doing well, creating big numbers. They're based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And they definitely are making big moves. They are in national papers and national articles being wrote about them. So it's called the Nick and JJ Show. It's a young man and a young lady. So
I love it.
Let's support them.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's our future.
That is our future. And they're doing something positive. So let's support them. I do want to mention one thing before we bring our brothers up. Okay. If you have children, if you have young elementary age children, something hit home for us personally. My grandbaby came home and he lost a classmate. He lost a classmate from doing a YouTube prank. Heartbreaking. Please talk to your children and let them know the difference between, you know, positive things that they should do and they see on YouTube and negative things that they shouldn't do and that they see on YouTube. Talk to your children. No parent should ever have to bury their children. And my grandbaby said, Nana, he only lived to be 9 years old. It's heartbreaking. It is, yes.
Sad. That's awful.
Yeah, so they're having.
Watch your kids and
please talk.
This internet is dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
So dangerous.
Mm-hmm. It is. I hate so that. I feel my heart breaks for that family. You know, you never think that your child, you gave them a device and they're watching it, but they take something from that and they act on it and they're no longer here. So please talk to the little people. Let them know the difference. Let them know the dangers. Don't gatekeep that. They need to know. They're never too young to know. Never too young. All right, let's bring our brothers up. Let's get into
let's get them on the
conversation. Good morning, DC. Good morning, Regi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, brothers. How y'all doing?
Good morning. WKRA listening audience.
Good morning. How are we? How are you, Regi?
We are I am wonderful. Thank you, beautiful sister number one and beautiful sister number two. WKRL listening audience. It's so crazy how you guys coordinate telepathically. If that is not connection, I don't know what it is.
We
But you
don't
guys
even
look
talk.
amazing.
We didn't even talk today. We
That's
didn't
why I said telepathically. You guys just
No.
without words,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah. And you guys you guys did the same.
right.
See?
The
See?
black.
Back in
And
black.
I'm
Yeah.
actually with both of y'all because I got the red and the black. Just
So we
Yeah.
doing it. We full circle here.
It's our synergies.
Yes.
That's and
exactly.
I love it. So our
Exactly.
topic for today is who is Malcolm X, and I learned that from you yesterday last week. Who is Malcolm X? So I am going to go ahead and turn it over to you guys, but I do have some information on him as well. So you
Okay.
guys go ahead and let us hear from our resident brothers.
Brother Daryl, did you have anything that you'd like to lead off with? I
Uh,
have some
yeah, I mean,
things.
I'll let you handle the intro, and then we'll dive into it.
Okay. Malcolm X was born May 19th, 2025, and he was only 39. He was taken from us February 21st, 1965. So he was just a couple of months shy of his 40th birthday. He was an African American revolutionary and human rights activist who found the Muslim Mosque, initials MMI, and the Organization of Afro-American Unity. He was also a prominent figure during the Civil Rights Movement until his assassination in 1965, a spokesman and minister for the Nation of Islam, which is what most of us know him from. From 1952 until 1964, he left the movement shortly after that. He was controversial, but I think to make this simple, all that Malcolm X was advocating for was strength, protecting ourselves, not accepting abuse as a norm, not normalizing, us receiving abuse as a norm, but protecting our lives, protecting our families, protecting our neighborhoods. And, we have every right to do that. Anything beyond that, I think is pretty much manufactured to make him, to make him be perceived in a negative light. But essentially, what he was advocating for was, once someone shows you who they are, let's believe them, and let's act accordingly. And if they come for you, be ready to defend yourself. And I'll just land there for now.
Yeah, one of the topics, Reggie, that you hit on a lot is that the system is flawed, and I think Malcolm X was one of the first visionaries to speak out about the flawed system. Meaning, my interpretation of his message was self-empowerment. Um, he didn't trust the system to do right by African Americans. He didn't trust the system. And with his message being so powerful, it awakened a whole generation of young people to really look internally to say, you know, how are we going to gain the freedoms of our voice, freedoms of choice, uh, thinking that the system would work and bend to give us what we needed. Um, Another characteristic of him is I'm always amazed at people in their life's journey that have an epiphany and they can completely do a 180. And I mean, we all know the history of Malcolm and as Malcolm Little, how he transitioned to Malcolm X, and it happened while being incarcerated, where he was introduced to the Muslim faith. So to me, it doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get that epiphany to make a life change. And obviously, he dedicated his life and lost his life in the service of others. So
I'd also like to point out an ironic fact is that both Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X were 39 years old when they passed away, when they were assassinated. So that's just a bit of irony there. And although Malcolm X did criticize the movement, the nonviolent movement led by Dr. Martin Luther King, he later, after taking, a journey to Mecca and seeing all of the array of colors of various Muslims, white Muslims, Muslims with straight hair, kinky hair, all of them coming together, he came back with a new epiphany and said, you know what, it's not necessary for us to just have one leader, but it will take all of us. It will take all of us together to move our people forward. And so he began to adopt an idea of collaboration as opposed to separation with other allies that were interested in the same thing that he was interested in, which was advancing the plight of African American people and peoples of color and all marginalized communities.
absolutely.
I kind of feel like that's what we are taking a cue from him, because we're doing something similar. We are trying to bridge the gap between all communities. And Malcolm, in my opinion, did the same. He didn't, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about fame and fortune. It was about the community, making sure that the community had what it needed. And I have always admired his strength. His father was unalived under suspicious circumstances, which Malcolm X is from Omaha. I'm from Omaha. And we've always said that it was the Triple K that handled that. And prove us wrong is the answer. If it wasn't, prove us wrong. And he was a pastor. And unfortunately, back then they didn't care. They did not care if you were a man of the cloth. They still don't. If you have that, racism in your heart, it's just there. Regardless of how well you're doing for your community, that hate that they have because of our skin color, it's ridiculous. But go ahead.
Can I say one thing
Go
before you
ahead,
start?
go ahead,
I
Miss.
wanted to say one thing I admired and learned about Malcolm X was he was an avid reader. He had a very high IQ. When he was in prison, he spent a lot of time. He didn't sleep a lot either. He was like, he had, what do you call insomnia? Like he only slept maybe 3 to 4 hours because he was so invested in his learning and reading. And they said he had a genius IQ level of 165, and he was in gifted classes because he was just that smart. And I don't know how much we can beat that drum into our kids about reading and being avid readers, because reading is like the foundation of learning. And
It is.
It is. I mean, if you can't read, you're not going to make it in this world. Honestly, look at MAGA. So it's important to install those characters. I just wanted to say that was a fun fact that I learned about Malcolm, how he was just an avid reader.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sure, DJ Katie. I'd just like to interject also on top of what Daryl said, but first on top of what Miss Morningstar said. You know what? People who, for some reason, who have a destiny and a purpose, and again, they don't know it ahead of time. None of us know the day or the hour, of our last day when we'll open our eyes for the last time. But I notice that people who have that purpose are so driven that they do sleep very little, because I guess something internally knows that, hey, you have to get this done in this amount of time, and you don't have time to kind of enjoy some of the comforts, the number of hours of sleep that others enjoy. You are on an accelerated pace because your destiny and your purpose is to get here before, you transition. And so it's just kind of an interesting thing that I noticed. The same thing with Prince. He didn't sleep that much, and a lot of our leaders and icons who left us early. If you kind of look into their personal history, you'll find that was one of the commonalities that existed between them. The other thing that I'd like to kind of expound on with respect to what Brother Daryl said is that Malcolm X was about not trusting this society and this system, and helping us to kind of prepare ourselves individually, because a society, a people, a movement, a group can only be as strong as the individuals that make up that society or that group. And so to your point, DJ Kitty, that is exactly what we are doing in terms of our work at Our Plugs, and the community connection is, and even through value identity, it's all about building us as individuals. So, because listen, and I'll land my plane after this, is that we are looking to basically to destroy or to take down systems that don't serve us. And in their place, we're looking to build up systems that do serve us. And in order to do that work, we cannot do that from a position of weakness. We can only do that from a position of strength. And like I said, an individual is what makes up our society, is what makes up our movement, is what makes up our group. So if we have strong individuals in our group, then our movement and our results will be strong and sustainable. And that is why the work of value identity and building us up from the internal space and making sure that we are strong as individuals so that we can go out into the community and form a strong community is so important. And again, that is another thing that I also learned from Malcolm X.
That's good to know. And when I sit back and I think about where we can go, I think it's truly because of the strength that we are pulling from our ancestors. They have basically given us the roadmap. They've given us a roadmap of how to connect. Luckily, we have technology now, which makes our lives a lot easier. We can reach out to many more people. We are able to get more people engaged, people that we typically wouldn't have engaged if we didn't have technology. So now it's just a different type of way to connect. However, we're still on the same roadmap. At the end of the day, Malcolm was about community. He was about making sure that people were, number one, fed and housed and could function, even in a society that put up every barrier there was to stop us from doing so. And although his demise came way too soon at 39, I feel like he was successful in his quest, because here we are to this very day. We need to take a quick commercial break. You are listening to Our Plugs, the community connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We will be right back.
Advertising with Our Plugs. The community connection opens doors to a whole new ballgame. Radio advertising is affordable, powerful, and puts your business directly in front of the people who want to support you. Plus, customers can easily find and connect with you anytime through our online directory. If you're ready to grow your brand, expand your reach, and stay connected to the community, sign up today. Visit ourplugs.com and register now. That's ourplugs.com. Plug into your community.
At Lovership Apparel, we believe what you wear should remind you of who you are. This is where love meets style. From our signature beautiful hoodies created to remind you to show up as your full authentic self, to our bold her shirts designed for women who know their worth and wear it proudly. Lovership Apparel is more than clothing, it's a movement. Our comfortable confidence boosting leggings move with you, while our statement backpacks carry your essentials and your purpose wherever life takes you. Every piece is intentionally designed to inspire self-love, confidence, and authenticity, because you deserve to wear something that speaks life into you. Whether you're stepping out, showing up, or standing firm in who you are, Lovership Apparel is made for you. Visit lovershipapparel.com and wear the reminder, be you to the fullest.
Do you relate to the phrase, "Don't let the pretty face fool you"? That's the motto behind our Pretty Gangster hoodie. I myself am not a people person, so we have a hoodie for that too. Our hoodies do the talking, so you don't have to. Want someone to read your hoodie and think, "Yep, I feel the exact same way"? Or do you want to teach someone how to pray and thank God? Then head on over to our sassy black and white hoodie collection located in our TikTok shop and order yours today.
Find us at Sparkle Kicks on Etsy, TikTok, and ourplugs.com.
You're locked in to WKRA 92.7, the voice of the community. And listen, 2026 is all about showing up and shining. That is why we rock with Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion meets confidence, purpose, and style. From everyday chic to head-turning statement pieces to some fly arm candy, Morningstar has it all. And while you're shopping, tap into the community. Discover Black-owned and minority-owned businesses at ourplugs.com. Also, check out morningstarboutiquebytam.com, where your light owns your style.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. We're back speaking with our brothers, leaders who mentor Brother DC and Brother Regi. And today we are discussing who is Malcolm X. Let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. I believe we were with Regi. Go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
I landed. I'll let Brother Daryl take us into another thought.
Yeah. Thanks. Just sitting back thinking about it in historical context, some of the voices that really touched Black people to movement were persecuted by our government, you know. Um, if we know the history of Malcolm X, we know his assassination was stemmed basically from a rivalry that was incited by outside influences in the nation. Just throughout our early history it seems like anytime someone grabbed the ear of the people to motivate the people to movement, they were targeted and persecuted or assassinated. Medgar Evers, Huey Newton, Fred Hampton, um, Martin Luther King, and the list just goes on and on and on. And it's like anytime there was a movement for any type of Black unity movement, that had to be stamped out because that was a fearful thing for the establishment, that there would be a cultural awakening of the people and they would resist what was happening to them. Um, so, I mean, we could even say it today with you know, President Obama. I mean, they still try to discredit that man and find fault in everything he did uh, to unify people. And he wasn't just a Black leader. He was a leader of the free world. He had admiration from around the globe. But for some reason, some people just can't palate, uh, you know, Black unity, Black strength, Black leadership. You know, it bothers them. It trickles all the way down to our workplace. You know, we see it every day. We live it every day.
To your point,
And
I'm
I
sorry.
think I think it's the fear. It is the fear of them realizing they realize it themselves, but it's the fear of mainstream media and the shield or the veil has been lifted off of their eyes to realize that they truly are mediocre. It's not to say that we will do the same things that to you that your ancestor did to our ancestors. That is one of their fears. But their fear is if you have anything that I have or I may have, even though we may have the same cup of coffee, I am taking something from you. And that is what has led to so many YT people going after people of color simply because I can have it, but I don't want you to have it. Or if you have it and I don't have it, then there's a huge issue. Not realizing that we've had to work 2, 3, 4 times as hard in order to even live in any way. And our ancestors have had to do the same. Our ancestors had nothing, and yet we still have undone a 400-year head start. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar.
I was just wanted to piggyback off what y'all were saying because I'm over here thinking, and I'm thinking back. I wasn't around when Malcolm X was around, but just to look at what we are seeing in present time, you know, how the world kind of just circled its way back around like it would on a spear, and it just circled its way back around because when you think of how Malcolm talked about the system, his critique of the system, you know, a lot of the times I find ourselves, and I know we've all been on TikTok and we've talked to these people, and, you know, we try to explain about racism, you know, being a system that was created not for us, but created for them. That's why we feel like we're not racist people because
We
we
can't be.
can't be because we're not part of the system. The system was built for them. The system was merely created for white men, you know. And I read something. I'm listening to y'all, and I'm reading something. I'm thinking, and Malcolm X said it. He said, "Built-in racist system, where it's merely flawed, inherently racist." He said he believed that, you know, it's impossible for capitalism. I mean, to survive. We all have different views with that, but that was his view, you know, because he felt like he said some blood to suck, that the system needed blood to suck, and they would suck the energy out of us. Anytime we tried to be ahead, look, like Daryl just said, we had our first Black president, and it's been a whole decade later, and he's still under attack. And he was a good man. He loved the people. It wasn't just, oh, I love only the Black people. He was a president to the entire United States, and he emphasized that. He showed the honorable way of a family. You know, he has a beautiful wife, beautiful children. He was the epic man, and he represented us well. But like Kitty said, we can't have nothing. It's got to be something wrong. It's the system. They don't want us part of this system. And it's to this day, we are still, you know, ostracized from the system. That's why, you know, we struggle, but we got to keep fighting. We don't have a choice. And Malcolm believed in that fight. He ain't believe in no nonviolence, baby. He said you got to get down with the get down. He ain't believe in that.
I agree. I've found myself over the years as I am maturing and learning more of our history. I find myself leaning more towards Malcolm than I do Martin. Of course, I give all respect to Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Of course, but I find myself leaning more towards Malcolm because growing up, I didn't grow up here. I didn't get here until I was 8. So when I got here, it was a culture shock. It was a shock to see the difference and how different Black people were treated. Now, I grew up on a military base, but I grew up in a different country. And even on a military base in a different country, they showed us, I didn't honestly know about racism until I got here. And I grew up in Germany. Now, how crazy is that? When I got here, it was very sobering. And I asked my parents, why would you bring us here? And for personal reasons, and I am glad that I'm here now because I've learned as much as I have. However, people get tired and people get fed up, but you still, like my dad would tell me, you still have to fight. We have to live to fight another day because you got somebody coming behind you. Go ahead, Regi or DC.
Just to elaborate on the point that DC made, Martin Luther King said that in order for a power structure to maintain itself, it has to convince its people that their differences are danger. And he also said that to do that, it has to convince a poor man that another poor man, just because he has a different pigment or prays a different prayer, that he is, for that reason and for that reason alone, he exists as, a threat. But because the entire objective is to get us to oppose each other horizontally, because as long as we're opposing each other horizontally, we're not paying attention to what's happening above us. And so I just thought that was very pointed and very relevant to what is happening and what has been happening in our society. To your point, DJ Kitty, it's like, there's nothing wrong with me having the same thing as you, because at the end of the day, all that each of us are trying to do is to survive. That's all. I'm not posing a threat to you because I'm trying to do the same thing that you're doing. I'm literally trying to achieve the same outcome for myself and my family as you are. And so I think that it is high time for us to wake up to the game that has been in play for our entire lifetimes and for generations before us. And this is another thing that I'd like to point out, an irony. And this is what I was talking to you guys about when I talked about nature entering the fight. I don't know if you guys saw the Bad Bunny performance during the Super Bowl, but I was very impacted by it, very moved by it in a positive way. But the thing that I'd also like to point out is that, did anyone kind of pick up on the fact that it was the New England Patriots? And if you look at New England, and if you look at the history of New England, which kind of represents, which actually the Patriots represent colonizers. So it was the New England Patriots or the colonizers against Seattle, Washington. And if anyone knows the history of Seattle, they're the most liberal state. Some of the largest protests in the country when, during the George Floyd and doing any other human injustice. So it was the colonizers against the people. And the people won. I
That
just thought that was
I didn't even
very,
think of
very
that.
I was
That is
very,
so
very I
true.
was very, very aware of that. I was like, this is what is happening right now. It's the colonizers. Even if you look at the logo of the New England, it's the same, like the hat and the same things that the same clothes and outfits that the colonizers would wear. That is their logo. And if you look specifically at the history of New Hampshire, and all of that Eastern Seaboard, that was a lot of where, the chattel slave trade, they were bringing in the ships from Africa. So it was the colonizers against the people, and the people won. If that is not ironic in this moment at this time, then I don't know what to tell you.
When Miss Morningstar and I, when we went, and you, Regi, when we were in DC, you guys remember walking, we went to dinner and we walked past where they had the auction block for slaves. And it was very moving.
Triggering for me.
The actual block. It was the auction block that they would put them on to do their bids in business.
And auction off humans. And it was very sobering. And, all we can do at this point, in my mind, is continue doing what we're doing. I'm so looking forward to the Black conference this year. I'm looking forward to going back to DC and being a part of that, because all it's going to do is continue to push us further. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
And shout out to Bad Bunny. Thank you for bringing
that.
He although I'm not, I don't know any of I didn't know what he was saying, but I followed it. He told a story.
Yeah.
He told a story of the history of his people. And it was encouraging. It was fly. It was I was enthusiastic. It was all of those things you could think of. And then you have the colonizers. I'm gonna call them colonizers with their hate and rhetoric, just because they couldn't do it like he did it. And that centers back to what Kitty was just talking about. We can't do nothing without them being mad about not being able to do it the way we do it, because we do it better.
Yep.
And that is bottom line. It's the hate.
Well, you know what, too, I'm sorry, Miss. Did you?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Regi.
No, I was going to just point out, but please know that the history of Puerto Rico, that is also rooted in, that is our history too.
That's African history.
You cannot separate Africa. Yes. The slaves. Yes.
The slaves.
So everything that about that was our story as well. And I just thought it was so.
Even the Dominican, a girlfriend of mine who's Dominican, I saw her, she was going off on Facebook because she was pissed about the people. And she served in the military. She's Navy. And but she's from the island, and she lives in Dallas now, but she was pissed because people who she thought she served with for years, she said, "You're racist. You talk this foolishness and about my heritage." Yep. She's Dominican, but she also, it's right next to, it's not far. The islands are all within range of each other. So we've all experienced that because that's our African roots.
Yes. And so, again, the voice of Puerto Rico is salsa music. And the origin of salsa music, the congas, the drums, come from Africa.
Yep.
So again, our destinies are commingled, they're coupled, they're aligned, they cannot be separated. And let me just point this out. 10 years ago, Bad Bunny was working a job. He was, I think, bagging groceries. Think about the strength of our people. Think about the strength of our roots, of everyone that emanates from African roots. okay, and the Africa that we love, and the African origin. Think about the strength that this man came from, literally nothing. I mean, and even his English right now is not to the liking of so many, because it doesn't sound like they would like for it to sound, or it doesn't sound like, you know, which is why he was also so controversial, because he does not fit the idea of what supports whiteness.
Yes.
And so
that's the problem.
Exactly. But at the end, think about it. At the end, he named off all of the Americas to help us to understand that America is not just our country, but America is an entirety of countries. And this man who was bagging groceries 10 years ago was a symbol of unity, and to say that we all are America. And I just thought that was so transformative and powerful and beautiful.
Ain't it amazing, y'all, how people don't know about the Americas? They think it's just we are the only Americans. I hear these fools talking every day.
You know, that's the saddest part, because the education system in this country has failed. It has, because how can people go through life thinking, not knowing that there is more to life than what they see in their little box that they live in. And then when they see something outside of that box, instead of just saying, let me find out what it's about, they ostracize it and they want to tear it down because it's different. Our differences is what makes us strong.
Absolutely.
What he did was very American.
It was
very American.
I loved it.
North America, South America. It was very American.
I heard one of the commentators who got fired. How you get fired on your day off? Anyway, she got fired on one of those Bravo shows. You know, KK and Cece will talk about it tomorrow on
Housewives.
Giggles. Yes.
Yeah.
She had the nerve to make this huge video about, oh, it was an American lady. How many times do we have to tell you and people like you that it is not just about you? You are not the only one on this planet. You are one of those kids that couldn't share.
And,
you know?
and the sad part about that, DJ Kitty, Jill Farron is Jewish.
Yes.
So I'm sure she would readily sit back and tell you how her people were marginalized.
Yes, she would
and stereotyped and all of those things. You know, it's just astonishing to me that you can wear your prejudice flag when you want to wear it, but you readily feel free to be prejudiced against someone else. It's mind-boggling, you know.
Yeah,
and what they mean,
I know.
And what they mean when they say it's not American, what they're saying is that it's not white. That's what they're
saying. That's all they're saying.
Yeah.
That's all they're saying.
And they don't understand it. It's not white. We don't understand it.
Our people had to learn a whole nother language.
Yeah.
Indians had, Native Americans
religion,
had to,
life.
Yes. So
yeah, I mean, anybody that felt that the show was, not understandable. Here's your challenge: learn a new language.
Yeah.
You know, learn something new. You know, that's your challenge. But in typical American fashion, we want everything dumbed down, and we want it conveniently spoon fed to us.
Yes.
And if it's if it's anything outside of Ford trucks, apple pie, and hot dogs, then they can't understand it. You know, they're not open to it. You know, so
well, that's just too doggone bad, Grandpa.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they have every opportunity to learn. We had to. Yeah. And if it bothered her that much, here's my thing. I thought y'all weren't gonna watch it. I thought y'all were gonna go watch Kid Crack Rock, or what's the man's name? Kid Crack.
Mathoniology.
Whatever. I thought y'all were gonna go watch that.
Yeah, I thought MAGA
Why
swore
y'all
off the
ain't on
NFL
this?
after Kaepernick.
I
You know,
I thought yes after
yeah, I thought they
Kaepernick. I
swore off the
said
NFL after Kaepernick. I thought
they
they were
need to
done
So
with that.
go.
so this how unintelligent they are and delayed. While you over here critiquing us, you just pushing our numbers up, and you supposed to be over there talking with Antonio and them and all
Yeah,
of them over there.
Mm.
You
yeah.
know, apology.
Mithonia, Kick Crackia, all of them. They were waiting on y'all. Did y'all not see all them empty seats? We
And
have more people come through our live than they had at
we heard
Methonia's
that.
concert or what was it, a Klan rally?
Probably, yeah. And we heard they hired a few bots to come and help ramp the numbers up.
It's ridiculous. They want something to complain about. If you didn't like it and you couldn't understand it, you weren't supposed to be there in the first place, lady. Now you got fired on your day off. Now
Good,
look,
good,
now what you gonna do?
good.
Okay?
Ask them for a job.
I mean, they hire anybody. You can go work with Pam Blondie. She needs somebody to help her. It's ridiculous at this point. The level of insanity that we have to deal with on a regular. It's not even. It's so natural. It's so they want us to normalize it, but we're gonna keep calling it out because y'all are weird. Go ahead, Reggie.
You know what, DJ Kitty? It's like staying in a single square, I don't know, 5 feet by 5 feet jail cell with the door open so you can leave anytime you like. And there's an entire tropical literally you're not even in a building. It's just a block of cement that you're inside of. And just outside that door is a tropical paradise. And you just decide not to go out there and enjoy any of that.
Because people of color are out there. You'd rather stay in your block
Exactly.
But
with dinner
they want
and
to.
your 2 teeth.
But look, they want to sneak and call for DoorDash so they can get some Mexican food, some enchiladas,
Yeah.
they want it all, but they want to sneak and DoorDash it to the house and make sure don't nobody see that's what they doing. And they want to secretly do the salsa in the house so because they enjoy the rhythm of our movements and how we are just naturally rhythmatic. They want our flavor, y'all.
Yeah.
But they can't let people know that they want the flavor, and they are really upset about it.
And they're also upset, Miss Morningstar, because every time they see us, it is a reminder of what they don't have. It is a reminder. It is like, remember what you don't have? See all this color? See what you don't have? See all this movement, rhythm, music, life?
She called it gyrating.
See what you don't have?
She called it gyrating, but I bet you she didn't turn that channel. I bet you she was all in the channel like this.
Neither did Donald Trump. They all watched it. I told you, we are irresistible.
He was watching it.
He was watching it too.
He was probably backing it up and then playing it again and backing it up and playing it again. I'm quite sure he was, and she was too. They were doing all that gyrating, and she looked up, Billy Bob, how come you can't gyrate like that boy right there? Because he can't. He ain't never gyrated in his life. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. And
DJ Kitty, he got so mad. He got so mad, and nobody can tell me any different. He got so mad that the next day, the Trump administration removed the pride flag from Stonewall National Monument in New York.
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
He had to punish somebody.
So why the pride flag? What? Because he saw the two men embracing and having a good time, enjoying themselves, loving on each other.
He was jealous he couldn't get out there.
You couldn't get
because Bad Bunny is a part of the community. You see what I'm saying? It's just like he had to lash out the very next day.
Cry hard.
The very next day, he attacked the LGBT. IA plus community, and I'd just like to take this moment to shout them out and say we love you, we rock with you, we
absolutely
support you. We're with you.
People, yes.
Okay.
America is all of us. All of us or none of us.
Yes. All of us or none of us.
And I did not know that Bad Bunny was part of the community. You just it told me that just now. I didn't know
and,
that.
And Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin.
I know Ricky Martin.
He looked gorgeous.
He has a husband, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's aging backwards. Man, Ricky Martin. I said, okay, Ricky.
I didn't even know that was Ricky Martin. At first, and then because I hadn't seen him in years. He used to make music all the time. He's probably still making music, but it was
bravery.
Yeah. So, brothers,
the bravery. But Bad Bunny wore bulletproof vests. I just have to say that the bravery of this man to go out there.
And he deleted his Instagram right after the show.
And he didn't want his family to come. It's sad we gotta go
do all that. But and now they're trying to deport Bad Bunny. Where's he gonna go? He's an American citizen. Where's he gonna go? Deport him to Puerto Rico. Go ahead. Anyway, brothers,
and talk to the president.
End of the show. Yes, go ahead. Call the president of Puerto Rico and
go ahead and call the president.
Deport Bad Bunny back to Puerto Rico. Get him out our country. Anyway, these people are so slow. Brothers, thank you so much for a great conversation. We truly appreciate you. Any last words, DC?
No, I just want to use a quote from Malcolm X. He stated that capitalism was a failed venture. In order to have capitalism, you must have racism, because capitalism is like a vulture that sucks from the helpless. So Brother Malcolm, RIP, definitely had a huge influence on the civil rights movement and where we are today. So that's all I have to say about it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, DC. Regi, go ahead.
Malcolm X, the chickens have come home to roost. Just like you said, you always say, DJ Kitty, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. America is all of us or none of us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brother Regi. And to our listening audience, thank you for tuning in. Great show. Please tune in tomorrow. I am going to turn it over to Miss Morningstar. Miss Morningstar, can you please take us home?
Yes, guys. What a great show today. Of course, like always, we dug deep and talked about the great Malcolm X. Before I just end it completely, I read something. He said that he believed the most criminal aspect of the system was its ability to make Black people hate themselves, aka blagger.
Yes. Wow. That's just so true.
Think about it, y'all, as you go through your day of, your loved ones, your melanin brothers and sisters that literally hate themselves and who they are. And tell them to do better. Go read some Malcolm X books. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy your day. Come back tomorrow for the weekend. Starts on Friday. We're going to have a CC and KK, no JoJo. Did I say that right? So y'all come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You go out and have a great day today. Thank you, WKRA 92.7 The Change. As always, Memphis, Tennessee, and Holly Springs, Mississippi. We love you guys. We appreciate your support. Thank you. Keep shining. Toxic. We'll see y'all later. See you YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We out.
One correction, FYI, Bad Bunny is not part of the LGBTQIA. However, he does support it. You guys have a great.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool. As we wrap up today's show, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, tapping in, and staying connected to your community.
Remember, this platform exists to uplift Black-owned businesses, nonprofits, creatives, and community leaders who are doing the work that moves us forward.
Make sure you support today's guests. Share the show. Stay plugged into our plugs, because when we support each other, we all rise.
Until next time, keep believing, keep building, and keep shining. You've got this.
You've been listening to Our Plugs, the community connection where communities meet opportunity. We'll see you next time.